love to a guy with a bag? What's heart to a guy with some cash? What's pain to a guy that's mad? Said, what's broke to a guy with a mask? What's both to a guy with a plan? I just wanna kick it, that's all I ask. Like, let me explain what I did. Can I kick it? Hold on. Yeah, I got some rings and a range. Can I kick it? Yeah. Don't ask me a thing. How I got her, how I did it. Yeah. Spend the whole half, had a blast. Can I kick it? Even with a sprain, pain. Can I kick it? Just to flex, I went and bought a chain. Can I kick it? Things ain't been the same. Things have changed. Can I kick it? People acting different, so I ask. Can I?
Today, from State Farm Stadium in Glendale, Arizona, it's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. A first carry now for Chase Edmonds. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. They'll get a couple yards on that one. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
At the 35-yard line.
Now Edmonds. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4.
At the 41.
All right, Brandon, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Draw play, Edmonds. And he will be brought down at about the 43 that time.
Taken down at the
Good tackle there by Jaron Reed, the former second-round pick out of Alabama. That's why he was drafted, but he's really shown an excellent ability to rush the passer as well.
And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. And the win last week punted 4 times as this one's away. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return, and it'll be Seahawk football as they take over deep in their own territory. Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 15. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson, and he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Tackle made by Marcus Golden.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on 1st down. Not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
On 3rd down, on Wilson. And he's got his man in stride, complete. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Wilson to lock it there for the Seahawk first down. To throw is Wilson. Left side complete to Lockett. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
Well, from their point of view, this game could not be starting out much better, could it? Force a punt on defense, and now they're moving it crisply on offense.
Crisply, I like that. Yeah, moving it very, very well. Looks like the defense on their heels a little bit. You put a score in here, long way to go, but you're right, that's a heck of a start.
Yeah, and I think this is where a play caller is looking at his play sheet and saying, do I have that dagger play? Do I have that play and just finish them off right now? Because I think they'd love to gain that big advantage early. Well, I know from past experience, before you actually play a game, you visualize what's going to happen. And I don't know anyone who doesn't visualize themselves being in the center of what's going on. That's 3 catches for him here in the early going. He's got to like the way this is started.
Absolutely. 3 catches on any drive is good. Opening drive, that's a tone setter. Jordan Hicks, 3rd in the NFL in tackles a year ago, there to make the play.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
On second down now, it's Carson. And he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19. Ball carrier.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And able to find Dorsett. And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. Be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And lucky to get away with one there. That one nearly picked. Second down.
Brings up second and goal.
Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
A lot of times it's that first read. Maybe you get it in pre-snap, and he locked in on his target, but he was covered quite well, and that one's incomplete.
Now they're staring at a 4th down as Arizona's defense does its job.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
Able to knock the Seahawks grand lead. Dozen plays on that drive, CD, but in the end, it yields just the points.
Well, they were able to keep the defense on the field for a long time, but let's be honest about it. That was about as unsatisfying a drive as you're going to get. 12 plays and you only get 3 points out of it. Not quite the ending they were looking for.
25-yard line.
Arizona's offense at the line, ready to get the drive started. This one a little to get cooking. Just a 3-0 scoreline as they beat. And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. In Mayowa. It'll go as a loss of about 8 as he gets in there to drop him. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. And his throw's going to be incomplete. Andy Isabella was the intended target, and it'll bring up 3rd down.
Sets up a 3rd down and 18.
From the gun, Murray. Yeah, that one's going to be knocked away and incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early, and now it's 4th down.
That looks like it's going to be possessions now to start this football game. I think they're going to have to sit down and talk about what worked for them last week in their win. Sometimes you over-game plan, overthink things, get back to what works.
They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return, and it'll be Seahawk football 1st and 10. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And they had a long drive last time, but they had to settle for a field goal, and I'm sure that's how it felt to them, settling. They probably should have gotten in the end zone.
Yeah, not all now joy, right? Because that's what you get when you put the ball in the end zone. But there are benefits to that type of a long drive. Your defense gets a chance to take a break, adjust a little bit, maybe get themselves ready to get back out on the field and play a little bit better. They'll take the benefit benefit, even though they wanted the 6 points.
Maybe more down the other defense. We'll see. The Seahawks on third down. They've been 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 4. And he has the first down yardage before they bring him down right at the 45.
He was brought down.
5 yards on the play there as the drive will continue.
Chris Carson has proven to be a workhorse for the Seattle Seahawks, and they continue to expand his game. We know that he can run inside and be a bruising type of player, but he has surprising speed to the perimeter, and they've expanded his game now by throwing it to him out of the backfield. In 2019, in the top 10 in the league in touches and yards from scrimmage.
It's a gain of 15, first down Seahawks.
Good gain by Chris Carson, picks up a first down, and you just have to love his running style. Talk about a straight-ahead guy, no-nonsense type of a runner. He's averaged 82 yards a game over the last 2 seasons and had 1,230 yards on the ground in 2019.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down about the 21 or 22. Second quarter, 2 minutes remain. 3-0 our score.
And a yard.
Coming up at halftime, I'll go from one personality, that's you, Charles Davis, to another one in Orlando. The coach, he'll have stats and scores from around the NFL. You and Jonathan Coachman, both larger than life.
No doubt about it.
But you're stuck with me in this booth,
Yes,
and he's miles away and smiling.
And happy.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
A gain of 5.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Down the hole in the made sure the quarterback saw him and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
He'll find Metcalf. And the Seahawks are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. The Seahawks moving pretty well through the air. Another first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
They'll try to run with Carson, and this time he is in.
Yes.
Chris Carson, touchdown number 8 on the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Partner, to me, that touchdown had something that was kind of rooted in that group seeing the future. What I mean by that is they had a plan. Let's find a way to score right here before the half, and that'll give us momentum going into the second half. Give us that cushion that we're looking for. They got that accomplished, scoring right before the half ended.
It's up and good, and that'll increase their lead to 10-zip. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told. And it was all capped off by the Chris Carson touchdown run. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Taken in the end zone. And this will be a touchback. No return from Isabella.
At their own 25-yard line.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over. And what do you think goes in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big here.
Into heavy traffic exit. They'll take this one home. It's a touchdown. Now remember, this is the #1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that and took it all the way.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fielded in the end zone. And this will be a touchback. Turn from Isabella.
At their own 25-yard line.
Kyler Murray going to lead the Cardinals back out on offense. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34. He'll get this to his running back, Edmonds. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. Now the Cards going to call another timeout, their second, as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. That's going to be caught by Kirk, and he'll be stopped right at midfield. 12 yards to pick up, good enough for an Arizona first. The Cardinals forced to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Here's Murray from midfield. He'll get this underneath to Edmonds. Nifty running there, but it'll come on what should be the final play of half number 1. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll start up at Gillette Stadium in Foxborough. And it's the 49ers who are out in front with that game closing in on halftime. Blake Bortles has thrown a touchdown pass. From there, let's get down to Baltimore to check in on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they were losers in that one to the visiting Pittsburgh Steelers. A 2-touchdown victory, 31-17, the final. Lastly, we're off to the mountains, Denver, Colorado. See what's happening with the Broncos. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Chiefs. Colin Kaepernick has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer,
the Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. This is DJ Reed returning. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They run again with Carson. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack against the big butt in the middle of this D has got to be priority 1.
This one into the hands of Metcalf. And they're able to get this one on. Just his 2nd catch of the game so far. This one moves the chain. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the 3rd quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
A gain of 29 yards.
So into Cardinal territory now. It's 10 at the 34. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. They'll lock it with a grab over the middle. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. That's now a pair of explosive plays in succession, both north of 20 yards. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Wilson will throw again. His pass caught at the 4. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the Cardinals' 3-yard line.
To throw again is Wilson. That's caught at the 3. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown.
Touchdown, Seattle.
Will Dissly, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury, and it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run and he finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And the lead is now 24. Taken about 7 yards deep. And this will be a touchback. No return from Isabella.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Cardinals offense now ready to get their first opportunity here in the second half. They've got to dig down. I mean, they need something, right? Anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, over adjustment. The head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up.
Yeah.
Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
At the 48-yard line.
On 1st and 10, here's Murray. That's complete to Edmonds, his running back. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Here's Edmonds. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they on 3rd down. Shotgun now for Murray. Flush to his right. A good decision in the end to pull it and run, gets him 9 yards and a first.
And there's the beauty of Kyler Murray, because we all know he can get it done through the air. Terrific right on. Nowadays, we don't even talk about his height anymore. He's shown that he can see downfield and make throws, but he also possesses wide receiver speed. He can call his own number or scramble and turn it into a big play as well. Kyler Murray, a dual threat at the quarterback position.
Brings up 2nd and
that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. More after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. To throw again on 2nd down. Murray throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete. Christian Kirk, the man he was looking for. 3rd down here.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Throwing is Murray on 3rd down. Open man is Kirk, complete. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short.
So much about offense is what you call hidden yardage. You know, you throw the ball, one, they catch it, then they can make a big play. You know, they create a play, run after catch. They did a really nice job there of limiting that and keeping him from a first down.
Yeah, stopped him in his tracks. But no reason not to try it there, and they do indeed on. Out of the gun, here's Murray. Got a man over the middle, it's Williams. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 4. Operating from the gun. Murray over the middle, complete. That's Williams. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 13-yard line. Finally, a first red zone opportunity for these guys. They have a 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line. Finding Williams once more, complete. And here he'll get it down to the 7. A gain of 6 there on 1st. 4 yards to go on 2nd down from the
7-yard line.
They run with Edmonds, and they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. A loss on that play, and now from the gun, Murray. That's complete right around the 8. And they're going to mark him down short, maybe by about a yard, if that. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They're going for it. Hits Murray. He's got his man. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Arizona. Max Williams. His third touchdown now on the year. And the Cardinals get a bit closer. A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Looks for Lockett once more. This time he's got it. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 23 yards the pickup there.
First down.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. No doubt what they're going to do is just salt away the couple of minutes, escape with a win. This will be caught inside the 10. So fresh out of the 2-minute warning, and here's another timeout taken with 1:55 remaining. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. Wilson wants to throw it, and he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle.
Complete to number 16.
Tyler Lockett, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Taken in the end zone. And this will be a touchback. No return from Isabella.
At their own 25-yard line.
Ready to go with their next drive, and at the line, the Cardinal offense. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. And he's going to be taken down with a marker on the field. So let's see about the call. So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. Only celebrate. The guy gave up.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
Brings up 3rd down.
Murray with a 3rd and long. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Shaquille Griffin with a pick. And his guys are going to take over at the 34-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training. So he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Just what you want on a 1st down run. Call it 8 yards, and it's 2nd and 2. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Carson. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Taken down.
Brandon, sometimes just the power of suggestion, because I know exactly what they said all week long. We're coming off the open week. We'll have the fresher legs in the fourth quarter, and they will wilt when we get to that point. And right now, it appears that they're thinking that exact thing.
Yeah, offensively, they had the bye last week. Defensively, did not. Is that really a big factor? Is that more talk during the week?
I think the more that you talk about it, the more that you emphasize it, the more sometimes it comes true for your team. That's complete right around the 8. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. They'll try to run this one in. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. This train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory. Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, had no shot to beat this team.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And this will be a touchback. No return from Isabella.
At their own 25-yard line.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field. We certainly had a sense coming in here that these guys were in for a tough one on the road. That has been how this ball game has played out. Real big as we continue now here in this fourth quarter. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawk defense. The Cardinals forced to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop him with 13 seconds left to play. Throwing on 2nd and long. Murray. Incomplete. And we're down to 8 seconds now. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd and long. Murray. And that will be incomplete. 4 ticks left here on the clock.
Larry Fitzgerald, incomplete.
Here's Andy Lee now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So the victory here, Seattle, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half to put this one on ice.
And I know people watching.
Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hissing, but I can't hear when the crowd screams. Still ballin' like an offspring. This for all the ones that doubted me. Gotta lose once to be a true winner. Only want the hunters with the blues in it. In blood across it where the blood dinner. Juice stay turned like I've been through that water like Olympics. Bread and butter, what we ate for dinner. So I had to dream it till the dream is bigger. Only want the gold, we don't need the silver. Gotta be number 2, never count. Used to have guts, now porn. Making my babies proud, wanna call my mama. Coming straight out the no juice to end the drought, yeah. I buy like 23. Won't fall again and I put that on, yeah. I feel the way my heart all on my sleeve, yeah. That's why I had to put my wrist on freeze. Come for the win, can't take another L. Designer on me, this that new Chanel. Did that splash, that drill, yeah, champion, yeah, we here. Reaching my goals, I feel ashamed. I'm a dog, I'm a beast, and I cannot be tamed. Do it for fame, it's the love for the game. I go in like I'm trained. I'm prepared, rain, they amazed. I ain't break from the sticks and stones they threw. Anything that you can do, I can do it better than you. No No matter what I do achieve, still got something to prove. I spent the check on the diamond cross, but still ain't paid my dues. Gotta be number one, number two never count. Used to have bubble competition, now point them out. Making my babies proud, wanna cop my mama a house. Coming straight out the south, got enough juice to end the drought. Yeah, I buy like 23. Won't fall again, and I put that on me. Yeah, I feel away, my heart all on my sleeve. Yeah, that's why I my wrist on freeze. The wind can't take the L. Designer and new Chanel. Did that splash? Yeah, champion, huh? Yeah, we here.
Today, from CenturyLink Field in Seattle, Washington, it's Week 8 of the NFL on EA Sports.
Both of these teams reach the halfway point of this NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. Here's Reed returning. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
Seahawks take over 1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Now a 1,000-yard rusher each of the last 2 seasons. It's Chris Carson. North of 100 yards, the 2 scores. And, you know, you got to give a lot of credit to the O-line. We talked a lot about him, but offensive line was good too.
They're obviously in sync with each other, whether it's zone blocking, power running game, no matter what. He understands how to read them and find the creases that they provide.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
That's a jet sweep into the hands of Metcalf. And this will be a Seahawks 1st down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Well, part of why that play works is because the defense has to freeze because they don't know whether he's going to hand it off or keep it himself. And this time, how about that sleight of hand there? Gives it to his wideout. And that indecision defensively, boy, it hurt him in a big way.
They'll throw on 1st down with Wilson. They'll run the screen with Carson. A nice little screen. They get 6 on 1st down.
For a second there, I thought that might break big. Screen pass. Looked like it was coming together. Looked like there was an opening. Still, ended up with a solid gain.
Play action. It's Wilson. That's complete to DK Metcalf. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That one nearly 30 yards, 29 officially.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people. But you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well. And
the ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off down near the 5. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So here are the 49ers now with a long field ahead. They'll be led out by their quarterback from Central Florida. It's Blake Bortles.
And you can see why he was the number 3 pick when he came out in the NFL draft. 6'5", sturdy guy, strong arm, led his UCF team to a big bowl victory over Baylor, and runs the ball way better than he's ever given credit for.
First carry for Raheem Mostert. And he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
It was
Damon Harrison, the one on the stop. So a look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
On 1st and 10, it's Mostert. The numbers for him from a week ago: 17 carries, 87 yards.
They've got a nice scheme going right now, and they run the football pretty well. In fact, I was talking with him on the field before the game, and he said he's starting to hear from the guys ahead of him on the rushing yardage total, and they want to know if he's going to jump up there and join them at the top of the list.
Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep picking. Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
43 yards on the punt, 7-yard return, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
33-yard line.
DK Metcalf of the Seattle offense about set to take over once again. Sitting right around the midpoint of the season, on pace for 1,000 yards. Good year so far, and I'm sure film study being devoted to him a little bit more. Side.
They have to, because the pace that he's carrying right now, if you're pushing 1,000-yard pace as a receiver, that means he warrants your attention. And right now, precision is going on with their offense. Kind of like that timepiece you wear on your wrist, you know, that good stuff. You got to knock that off somehow. Chip away at that timing, change things up a little bit, and make them go to other things and make them do things better.
Yeah, try to make him uncomfortable. Not many teams have been able to do that so far this year. Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. We're scoreless after 1.
With no score.
So now then, the big play has him all the way in 30 now. 1st and 10. That's complete to Disley, the tight end. And he gets it inside the 10 to the 9. Big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. Offense can certainly move quickly when they want to. Three pass completions. In the blink of an eye, they've got a 1st and goal.
It almost felt like a lightning bolt hit in this game, didn't it? For them to get downfield that quickly. And now 1st and goal. Expect them to attack right here on this play.
Nice gain of time, but it's 2nd and goal. That is catch number 3 now. His NFL career. From the 2 now. 2nd goal. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jacob Hollister, his 3rd touchdown now on the year, as his guys are first onto the scoreboard here this afternoon. Good bounce-back drive right there through the pick on drive number 1. Drive number 2 leads them right down the field into the end zone.
Agree totally. Excellent bounce back, tremendous poise, confidence never lost, and obviously he transmitted that to his teammates as well. What a really nice drive.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taking it, and we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
Back out there comes the 49ers offense, ready for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to match that touchdown from a moment ago. 7-0 is the score as they begin with a 1st down. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These two rivals played 2 of the better games in the NFL a season ago. You remember Week 17, it was Dre Green stopping Jacob Hollister at the 1 to put into double coverage, and it's entered. And this one back to the 29.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
They'll run on 1st down. Carson. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down in the backfield.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Draw play. This is Carson. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
Will Dissly.
It is fun to watch the big man work the middle of the field. How about that post route there? Did an excellent job of getting his head around to look the football in and gain significant yardage.
They show run with 3 tight ends here. First down. From the gun, it's Wilson. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they'll get him to a pickup of 8. Second and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards. Down completion. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
More muscle up front for 2nd and 2. They've got 3 tight ends out there. Now it's Carson. And he's going to be brought down just shy of the 5 at the 6. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
They were not at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy first down conversion. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jim Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
They hold him again, and now on 3rd and goal. On 3rd down, it's Carson. He's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. And the 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. A field goal would make it a 2-score game, but they're going to go aggressive. They're going to try this thing on 4th and goal. On the ground with a tight end, and he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Jacob Hollister with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
Jason Myers.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the 2nd quarter.
Yeah, they were scoreless in the 1st quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the 2nd. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
The kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fields it in the middle of the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
Raheem Mostert and the Niner offense gets their first half of giving that 1 yard.
Steady as he goes. Steady goes the offense. But you know what else is happening, too? Because they are a team now recognized with the ability to run the football. You've got to be able to throw it better now, right? Better throwing lanes, better opportunities for the guys downfield, maybe more one-on-one coverage, which you should be able to beat easier. Yeah, he's establishing not just a tone, but an identity for his team.
And that's a discussion we had a couple days ago in the team meetings talking about this running game, opening up the passing game. We'll see if it continues to happen. There's a throw over the middle. It's taken in by his tight end. And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. Now San Francisco going to call their 2nd timeout as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first in. From midfield, here's Bortles. And they're not able to hook up there. Incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it, you know. He's better, more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Carlos Dunlap in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Flushed out right. Finding some midfield. And finally, down at the 36-yard line. A real letdown there and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. So even though it's first, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. From the right hash, this from 53. And that's off the right upright, and it bounces away no good. And this score will stay right where it is. To get it there, it's that darn upright getting in the way.
Always gets in the way of a good because he hit it square. Sometimes you can bank one in if you get it on the end of the football. No such luck there for him.
They'll start out on the ground with Carson. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40. So that would have been something from that distance, but to no avail. Comes up empty as we have reached the intermission. As we'll send you eastward to Orlando. Standing by with that EA Sports halftime report now is Jonathan Coachman. Take it away, Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. How you get?
Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. The 49ers going to have the football and trailing on the scoreboard as we get back underway on EA Sports. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. They come out here with a 0 on the scoreboard. What was said in that locker room? That's what I want to know.
I would love to have been in there because we often have the feeling that there's a lot of shouting, screaming, people upset. Typically, halftime locker rooms are a lot more clinical than that. And in this case, are they upset that they weren't working because of execution, or did they think they were just bad plays to call?
Yeah.
We'll find out pretty quickly here if they feel like they had something going, but they just need to do it a little bit better or not.
We'll find out. This offense in desperate need of a as they come up on third down. Shotgun now for Bortles. Taking a shot for Samuel. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is going to have a Niners first down as they're able to get the third down. Version.
Yards on the play. First.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Mostert. And he'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. They'll stay on the ground with Mostert. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
Ball carrier.
Well, they still have time to get him established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
Bortles going to try and throw on third down. Just what Seattle was hoping for. The coverage holds, and now 4th down.
He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over him.
Yeah, they're one of the better in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's it against them.
49ers.
So a good drive there to begin quarter number 3, but they're only able to shave 3 points off.
Well, something's better than nothing, all right? They didn't play particularly well in the first half, but they definitely need them to step on the accelerator now and play a whole lot better.
And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return.
1st and 10. At their own 31.
So here are the Seahawks ready to take over on offense. Their win streak at 6 coming in and counting as they've got the lead right, ending this drive 1st and...
Right there, 54, right there, 54, Mike.
Play action. Now Wilson. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Well, they've done a good job on these receivers, pretty much held them in check. They're a little too close for comfort.
And you're looking for a play, get you going, right? For someone to make one. But maybe this penalty, this pass interference call, that can help shake them loose.
Now he's got it. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Mark that as a gain of 16 to set him up 1st and goal.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough.
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Russell Wilson, his second TD of the game and 18th of the year. And the Seahawks are able to stretch that lead out a bit further. And maybe there that was just a case of completely overlooking the guy holding the football.
It certainly felt like it, didn't it? Because on my checklist, okay, as a defender,
QB's last.
running back, fullback, jet sweeps nowadays. Before you even get to thinking about the quarterback might actually keep it.
Taken about 7 yards deep. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
25-yard line.
The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And tough to win games if you're going field goal, field goal. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
We're looking for the big chunk now because, as you noted, the field goal way of doing it makes it that much harder and puts more pressure on every possession for you now. Go ahead and get 6 and feel a lot more comfortable about the position.
Bigger chunks. We'll see if they can get the score.
Once again, it's Mostert.
And not a whole lot doing there as he'll get it up to about the 28-yard line.
Ball carrier.
They follow up the gain of 2 of 1 that time.
A third down now. Last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
And that will be incomplete.
The passing windows are just not there. And that's just another example of how great this defense has been all game long.
What a top 10 defense can do, they can really change the game tempo and frustrate you as you try to execute offensively.
A pretty good punt there, but also a nice return of 12 yards. And that will come the offense as they over.
42-yard
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell with 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
brings up second.
First play of the drive, let's give credit all around. Excellent blocking, but the guy carrying the ball, he was the finisher. A really nice run.
They'll keep it on the ground. Carson, and he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the out. They love being physical.
There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there at 22.
First and 10 at the 23-yard line.
As they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time run out on this quarter. We'll return with more after the break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And it's caught. And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. DK Metcalf, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Seahawks find a way to stretch their lead. They were still comfortable lead here late, and lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought, is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Michael Dixon to kick off for Seattle.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded in the end zone. And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25.
Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, They have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the fourth. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Working from the gun, it's Bortles. Open man is Kendrick Bourne. And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. So not quite a first down just yet as they come up on second and less than a
9-yard line.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
49er first.
Now Bortles again. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete. Kendrick Bourne, the intended receiver, but it'll be second down.
Griffin there defensively.
Again, they'll throw with Bortles. Open man is Bourne. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
It's a gain of 8.
The Niners on 3rd down. 2 for 5 to this point. Here it's 3rd and 2. Again, it's Bortles. Gets this one to Juszczyk. And he is going to have a 49ers first down as they get 5 there on 3rd and 2.
5-yard
Call it a gain of 5 as they move the sticks.
San Francisco.
Bortles to throw once more. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get a dozen there, and it's a first down, 49ers.
Gain of 12. First down, 49ers.
Here's Mostert. And he'll get 7 yards from the 17 to the 10 before he's taken down.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. From the gun, it's Bortles. Steps away. 5 yards on the scramble, and that's enough to pick up the first. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. They've got it 1st and goal as they look to punch in a late score. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. The line of scrimmage once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. Throwing now is Bortles. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
As defensive coordinators around the league tell me all the time, that throw is not for every quarterback because you got to drive the ball downfield. It's going to be a tight.
And across the chalk into the end zone, it's a 49er touchdown. Brandon Ayuk with his first career NFL touchdown. And the 49ers make some inroads here on that deficit.
A lot of people might call this backyard football. Sometimes just understanding who you've got out wide and who you're going to throw it to. Give him an opportunity to go up and make a play, even when contested. Looks like that one worked out pretty well. The trust factor in effect.
And the Seahawks looks like they've recovered. They have.
Onside kick.
Chris Carson trotting back out there. And as we peer at the numbers, he got off to a struggling start. But since he found his rhythm.
And I think that comes together with not just the halftime, but just that quiet confidence. If you just keep doing the things you've been working on, eventually there will be creases. You know, find those gaps in the defense, keep working on them, and maybe what didn't happen very well for you in the beginning of the game, it starts to open up as the game moves on.
The catch and run pays off to the tune of 35 yards. Boy, another big play late here for an offense, Charles, that certainly has had its fair share of big plays.
Coverage has been a problem all game long, and I would say that going along with that has been confidence.
And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. DK Metcalf, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And And the Seahawks add on to their lead.
I know Paul Revere talked about by land or by sea, right? You know, one by land, two by sea. He didn't mention air because right now we're seeing a big-time performance, aren't we? That's 2 touchdowns so far in this game.
Where'd you pull that one?
You know, every now and then I actually listened in history class.
And you're just a scholar all the way around. You're reading all the time. I like that you fit that into the broadcast.
You know, I just grab a nugget when I can.
And we see James. He will not return it, and they'll bring it out to the 25. San Francisco set to go on offense once more.
They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out. And that message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1. Bortles. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
That's an excellent job right there on 3rd down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started. Been a 1st down. Instead, you saw the contact time, no penalty. Drive could get wings. It's 4th down.
And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So they tried to go for it for pride, but it really wouldn't have mattered. This one was already.
No doubt about it. This one was over a while ago.
On 1st down, Carson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. They get 17 on that one, move the chains, 1st down Seahawks. Now a timeout called for by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. This is Carson. And he's able to get this inside the 10 now to the 9. Now the Seahawks call the second 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down. Here's 2nd and 2. On the delay, here's Carson. Absolutely nobody for there. He's going nowhere fast as he stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
A loss of a yard on the play. It's now 3rd down and 4.
An extra DB for the 49ers now on 3rd. Here's Carson. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. The 5-yard gain, and now they're set up 1st and goal.
1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
Wilson wants to throw it. And this is going to be intercepted. It's the former Seahawk, Richard Sherman, and that will write a finish to this ball game. So the victory here for Seattle, and they were buoyed, Charles, by a big 2nd half that put this one on ice.
T-Rag got me.
That boy on the beat, so you gotta go berserk.
Okay. Sometimes you need a friend, not the ones that just show up and don't put nothing in. You know the ones that in their hand and want to see you win. Come up on that lick, make sure you cut them in. And then, sometimes you want to keep your eyes open, keep you on your toes. You know the ones that want to keep you where you've been before. But I can't go, no I can't go. And whoa, sometimes I need a check. Not the sneakers, but to make you watch your step. You change name, how about your respect? Give them more than what expecting nothing. In fact, you know, I sat down with my account. I got good news and I got bad news. I said, what's the good news? He said, the good news is not. I said, what's the bad news? The bad news is you spend more. Okay. Sometimes you need the faith. Sometimes you need to know your worth, sometimes you need to wait. Shoot like the goal, but in front of you can't negotiate with Drake. You gon' have to pay, but wait. Jugging on the main stage, put the main flint up your face, baby. Sometimes I need AK, hydrate, protect my energy before engagement.
Grew up having nothing, you're labeled impatient. But once the boss made it, you're labeled amazing. Meticulous words, such a force of nature. I don't wanna seem absurd, but that boy's a gangster. Focusing on me, way from Tel Aviv. Barbados with the hustle pockets, LIDs. Distinctive destinations, all I wanna see. Oceanfront residences, 3 different ones a week.